butts that she once broke her butt. From Philadelphia, please welcome Kathy Herman. Hey, nice to see you, Kathy.
Good to see you again, Meredith.
All right. How do you break your butt?
Well, if you're me, you can do it any number of ways.
What did
but
you do?
I did it skiing, and I fell, and I could hear the crack, and
So your tailbone. Just, wow. Who do you go to for something like that? A butt doctor?
I go to no one.
You didn't go to anybody? For that?
What are they going to do to me? They're going to put a cast on my butt?
I don't know, but I might have checked it. So what was it like in terms of recuperating?
It's really bad to sneeze and to
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And to sit down, you have to sort of go very slowly.
And how long did it take for it to get back into business?
About
so to
6
speak?
weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like a real pain in the ass, really. Wow. That's bad. All right, Kathy, well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I walked over here without
You walked.
falling.
That's excellent.
Maybe
Keep
not.
it that way. So far, just to recap, you have $20,000 in your bank. You're still taking on round 1. 5 questions left in this round. You get them right, you get to keep the entire bank. 9 questions away from the million, and you have 2 lifelines left. You're in very good shape here. Are you ready?
I am.
Audience, are you ready? Then let's play Millionaire. All right, Kathy. An old Scottish prayer asks that we be delivered from ghoulies and ghosties and long-leggedy beasties and things that go what in the night? Bang, creak, bump, crash.
I don't know about ghoulies or ghosties, but I do know things go bump in the night. So I'm going to guess C, bump, final.
Yeah, you're one of them, actually. You got it right. Let's put some more money in that bank of yours, Kathy. $15,000. That's a very good ball. $35,000. 4 questions left in round 1. Next category, feast or fiction. Reportedly known to chew his food 100 times per minute, what hunger artist wrote of himself in 1912, "I am the thinnest person I know"? James Joyce, Aldous Huxley, George Orwell, Franz Kafka.
This could be anybody as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna have to jump it.
Question is out of play. Let's see the correct answer. Franz Kafka. He wrote the 1922 short story collection, A Hunger Artist. Let's see what you jumped over. Hopefully not 25,000. 5,000, okay?
Okay.
Still a big chunk of change, but the biggest money is left on that board. And by taking the jump, 1 question closer to the million. And your lowest amounts are there as well. Referencing a river and not the food, remember the raisin is a battle cry from what war? Mexican-American War, War of 1812, Spanish-American War, Revolutionary War.
Again, I don't have any idea on this. Raisin. I'm gonna have to ask the audience.
Okay, audience, Kathy really needs your help. On your keypads, vote now. Oh boy, 38% say Spanish American, 31 Mexican American. Down from there, not great numbers. So
No.
you have 35,000 and you could walk with 17,000, but if you want to go for this, and you're right, it could be worth another 25,000 in your bank. You miss it, you lose your bank.
I'm sorry to say it, but I think I need to walk.
Is that a final?
That's my final.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you. But you know what? It was the site of a battle in Michigan. The audience was not right. It was the War of 1812. Very tough question. You're walking with $17,500.
So much. Congratulations.
Bring me back to more Millionaire right after this. And welcome back to Millionaire. Joining me now, Perkins from Philadelphia, quality control analyst. But understand you actually do a pretty good Sarah Palin.
Oh, yeah, you betcha. Yeah.
So why don't you give me Sarah's impression of the 2012 election?
Well, you know, I think that Mitt Romney just wasn't enough of a maverick this time around. And I think that maybe in the 2016 election, we should get a little bit more mavericky out there.
Might that be you?
Who knows?
Well, I hope you're a maverick today.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at the money in your round one. Computer, please randomize the dollar amounts and the categories. And now that everything is all shuffled, as we say, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Then let's play Millionaire. Okay, Katie, here you go. What children's toy has a weight on the bottom, so when tipped, the weight is raised and the torque causes it to return to its upright position, never falling down? Whistling balloon helicopter, bungee jumper, hydro racer, Weebles.
I have babysat children before, once upon a time, and I'm pretty sure that it is Weebles. It sounds kind of weebly wobbly, so I'm gonna say Weebles. Final answer.
It is Weebles. Katie, one question down. How much is behind it? Gonna stretch your bank up with $10,000. Yeah, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Deck the Halls is your next category. Do we really need a Christmas album from Danny and Sandy? Asked one reporter in a piece about a 2012 album of songs by actors from what film? The Sound of Music, Aladdin, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Grease. Danny and Sandy.
Well, I know that Sandy was in Greece, so I'm gonna say Greece. Final answer.
Yeah, they were both in Greece. Let's see the money. We're gonna add another 100 to your bank, up to 10,100. Take what you get.
Yeah.
12 away from $1 million. Women writers. Who famously said that a woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction? Jane Austen, Emily Bronte, Gertrude Stein, Woolf.
Wow. I am not sure. I would like to jump this question, please.
Okay, question is out of play. You don't have to answer it. Let's see the correct answer. Virginia Woolf was the correct answer. Now let's see what you jumped over. Hopefully not too much. $5,000. All right, that money is out of play. But by taking that jump, you are still in the game now, just 11 questions away from $1 million. Next category, celebrity costumes. For her 2012 Halloween show, Ellen DeGeneres came dressed as what celebrity, declaring, "I am easy breezy, beautiful cover girl from Colombia." Christina Aguilera, Salma Hayek, Jennifer Lopez, Sofia Vergara.
I love this actress. I think she's hysterical, and it is Sofia Vergara. Final answer.
I love her too, and she's very nice. Yeah. All right, let's put some more money in that bank, Katie. How about another $1,000 up to $11,100 and counting? London Bridge is moving is your next category. While the London Bridge never fell down, it was sold to entrepreneur Robert P. McCullough and relocated where? Lake Havasu City, Arizona, Lake City, Florida, Devil's Lake, North Dakota, Moses Lake, Washington.
May I ask the audience, please?
Absolutely. Audience, Katie needs your help. On your keypads, vote now. 64% City. Pretty good number there.
Yeah, I think they look like a bunch of bright people here, so I will say Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Final answer.
Looks can be deceiving, but not in this case. They are very smart. You got it right, Katie. Nice job, audience. Let's put some more money in that bank of yours. We're talking another $7,000. Thanks to our audience.
Thank you.
18,100 in your bank, Katie. Welcome back. This category. Already employing large numbers of veterans, who has an online military skills translator tool that pairs returning servicemen with available positions? Home Depot, Google, H&R Block, Department of Education.
I think I'm gonna go with my gut and say Home Depot, final answer.
Good gut. It is Home Depot. You got it. Wow. Let's see the money. $2,000 $20,100. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more Millionaire right ahead. And welcome back to Millionaire, where Katie Perkins is doing a great job here. $20,000 in your one life. You ready to keep playing?
You bet.
Let's play. Given its inhabitants, which of these hypothetical planets would not be a planet of the apes? Planet of Tantas, of the chip of the baboons.
Apes. They're different from certain monkeys, I know that for sure. Apes. I think I'd like to jump this question, please. I'm just not sure which one it is.
Okay, it's out of play. Which one would you have guessed? Out of
Gorillas.
Gorillas, let's see the correct answer. Baboons was the correct answer.
Thank goodness.
Very glad you jumped it.
Yeah.
That'd have cost you a lot of money. We'll see. $500. That's not much.
All right.
Very little, actually, to take that jump, stay in the game. You still got the big money on the board, and you're now just 7 questions away.
Whew.
Puzzle mania is the category. Which brain-teasing amusement imported from China in the 1800s is said to have launched the world's first puzzle craze? Sudoku, Tangrams, Rubik's Cube, Tic-Tac-Toe.
I know it's not the Rubik's Cube. Sudoku, I think, is pretty recent as well. And I'm not sure it came from China. Brain-teasing amusement. Puzzles. I wouldn't really consider tic-tac-toe a puzzle. Tangrams, I'm pretty sure, is a puzzle. I'm not very good at any of these.
Well, you have $20,100. You could walk with $10,050 if you wanted to. Take a chance, though, and guess here, and it could be worth at least $3,000 as much as $25,000. But if you miss it, you lose your bank.
That's true. I just don't know. I think I'd like to walk and play it safe.
Is that a final?
That is a final.
Well, 10 grams was the right answer. You were sort of headed towards there.
I was close.
But you know what? You weren't sure, and you're walking with something safe, which is $10,050. Congratulations. You did a great job. Give yourself a big hug. We'll be right back with more Millionaire right after this. Here is your question of the day. If you pick a peck of pickled peppers, how much have you picked in terms of volume? 8 bushels, 8 quarts, 8 cups, 8 pints. Stay tuned for the answer. The answer to that question was 8 quarts. And welcome back to Millionaire. Joining me now is Dan Aken from Fayetteville, Georgia. Dan is a mortgage banker. Past few years, you've been telling me it's been rough to be in that line of business.
Very rough.
Down in Georgia and all over the country for that matter.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. Let's take a look
Thank
at the
you.
money in your round one. Okay, computer, please randomize the dollar amounts and also the categories for the questions. And now that everything is all shuffled, are you ready?
I'm ready to play.
Then let's play Millionaire. The Dallas Museum of Art recently announced plans for Hotel Texas, a 2013 exhibit that will recreate the art seen by whom the night before he died? John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., James Garfield, Malcolm X.
John F. Kennedy. A, my final answer.
Absolutely right. It is John F. Kennedy. And mark the 50th anniversary. Let's start building this bank of yours. It's going to start you out with $7,000. Nice meaty sum there. 1 question down, 13 to go. Ancient finger food.
Okay.
Although associated with Southern cuisine, what sinfully delicious party food is thought to have originated in ancient Rome? Stuffed mushrooms, deviled eggs, pigs in a blanket, shrimp cocktail. Sinfully delicious.
Oh, I'm going to go with B, deviled eggs. Final answer.
Sounds good to me. You got it right. Actually, November 2nd is National Deviled Egg Day. You might want to mark your calendar.
Who knew?
Who knew? Check out the money. $15,000. It's a lot of deviled eggs. $22,000 in Dan Aken's bank. Off to a great start here. 12 questions away from $1 million. Oh, Ed. In order to appear on his show, Ed Sullivan made what band change their song Let's Spend the Night Together to Let's Spend Some Time Together? The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Doors, Jefferson Airplane.
I'm going to hang around with B, the Rolling Stones. Final answer.
They're still kicking. You got it right. Let's see the money. $10,000 up to $32,000. You're showing off now. Wow. Can you do my back? It's just the question.
No. Well,
Aiding his fair-skinned comrades during World War II, airman and pharmacist Benjamin Green developed a sun protective formula that later became what product? Coppertone, Sun-Kissed, Tropicana, Sun-Made.
well, A is the only one that I can think of, so I'm going to go A, final answer.
Yeah, it's the only one that makes sense. Absolutely right there. Put some more money in that bank of his, please. How about another $3,000 to $35,000? 10 questions left to $1 million. Tax havens is your next category. Seemingly named for birds, what island cluster was named by Romans for the abundance of dogs found there? Falkland Islands, Thousand Islands, Canary Islands, Caribbean Islands.
Canary Islands are named after Canis, which is dog. C, final answer.
Oh, you're good. You're absolutely right. All right, Dan, you are definitely on a roll. Let's see the money. $500. Dan's got $35,500. 5 questions remaining in round 1. All of your lifelines still there. In 2011, who topped 3 surveys that deemed her the most popular, most trusted, and most likely to increase sales for products she endorsed? Michelle Obama, Barbara Walters, Betty White, Oprah Winfrey.
I'd like to ask the audience, please.
Audience, Dan needs your help. On your keypads, vote now. %57% believe it is Oprah Winfrey. Betty White comes in at 27%. Michelle Obama, 15%. Barbara's 1%.
Well, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
not saying.
Nothing wrong with that. Trusted. I like D, Oprah Winfrey. Final answer.
Betty White was the right answer. Wow. Betty White, particularly in the past few years, she's had a real resurgence. Dan, I am so sorry. God. But you did what anybody would have done. You went with your audience. So nice to have you here. That sounds means that we're out of time. So until next time from New York, everybody, bye-bye.